So this next question here says, on the graph shown, the equation of the line passing through the point 1, 2. All right, it says asking you what is the equation of the line. That's the question. It passes through a point. So let's write down our information. Okay, so they've given us 1, 2, which is our x and y. Okay, the second thing is it asks you on the graph shown the equation of the line. Okay, so it's asking you what is this equation of the line. Great. So what's the formula for the equation of the line? So the next step is formula, which is y equals mx plus c. Cool. So the next part is substitute. Right. What have they shown us in this diagram? Have they given us any other points of information? Yeah, it looks like they've also given us a y-intercept. So y-intercept we know as being here, which is 0, 2. Cool. So what do you need to do next? So you need to find out your c, you need to find out your m. Because at the end of the day, you need an equation that looks like this. Okay, this is an example. This is not the answer, but is an example of what you need to have. So you need to find an m and you need to find a c. What is the c? The c is basically the y-intercept. So y-intercept here is where the line intercepts the y-axis. So it intercepts the y-axis at where? 2. So you're going to have y equals mx plus 2. Now the other thing is, you need to find out now is the gradient. Okay, looking at the gradient, is it sloping? No, it's not like this. What does it look like? It's quite flat. The slope, the gradient, the steepness is flat. When you have a gradient that's flat, it's going to be 0. But let's see, for example, if you want to find out the gradient using your formula. So you got y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now the information is you've got to have 2 coordinates. So 0, 1, and then 1, 2. You might be asking, where did I get 0, 1 from? I actually got it from here, which is the y-intercept. Now I'm going to label it x1, y1, x2, y2. Great. Now you got your formula, you just substitute the values in. 2 take away 1, 1 take away 0. Then you're left with 1 over 1. So you're left with gradient as being 1. Oh, cool. So it looks like I may have done something wrong because the gradient's 1. It should be flat. So let's have a look. Okay, let's go back to this. Did I get 2 coordinates correct? Okay, 0, 1. Is that 0, 1? No. It's actually 0, 2. So the y-intercept is 0, 2. So it looks like I've actually made a mistake, but it's good to backtrack and see and to make sure, because that doesn't make sense for the gradient to be 1. So 0, 2 and 1, 2 are the 2 gradients. So let's write that out again. x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's put that in the formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now you got 2, which is your y2, and then your other 2, which is 2 over y1, x2 minus x1, which is 1 take away 0, which you're left with 0 over 1, which is 0. Now that does make sense. So your gradient is 0. So if your gradient is 0, let's go back to the question, okay? On the graph shown, the equation of the line passes through that. So what's the equation of the line? Y equals mx plus c. So what's your m now? It's 0. So let's put the 0 in there. 0x plus 2. Okay, what's the 0 doing to the x? You can't just leave it like that. 0 is being multiplied by the x. Y is equal to 0 plus 2, which means y equals 0 plus 2 is equal to y equals 2. So that is your answer there. And that does make sense because the gradient is 0.